Hi, it's Jeanette here from Far Forest Ceramics based in the UK, and a little bit of a different video. It's going to be short and sweet. And if you've started to watch this video, I'm guessing you're a potter who watches a lot of YouTube videos, maybe heard about NCECA, or you've seen my idea of trying to get a group of us going there in 2027, or you're just interested into a mega simple beginner intro to using Discord. Now, first, I want to explain what my understanding is of what NCECA actually is, because maybe not everyone will be familiar with it. It's unlikely, but you never know. So NCECA, to my knowledge, is a world recognised ceramics convention held in the US every year. And it runs over 4 days, including absolutely everything you could imagine, like workshops, lectures, suppliers, exhibitors, demonstrations, meet and greets. It's basically pottery heaven. And I believe it's something potters all over the world dream of attending. And I've always dreamed of going too, but to be perfectly honest, it felt quite daunting, the scale of it, the size of it, not really knowing where to start. And then I didn't really want to go on my own. So what started as a tiny thought, oh, what if I met a few potters there, slowly snowballed into something so much bigger. Now, if you didn't already know, I'm an organizer by nature. I don't have a choice, but also by profession. And even though I'm retired now, my brain still likes to work. And I realized that if I could use some of those skills to help connect us potters globally and make something like NCECA feel just more approachable, more doable, oh my word, that would be so exciting. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about what's been going on in my brain, this brain shower that's been like fireworks all over the place, let me explain a little bit more. So first of all, why am I actually using a software called Discord? I'd never heard of it before. It's totally new to me. But in my head, there were so many questions about going to NCECA and potentially organising something like this, like travel, where, how, to, accommodation, what do you book at NCECA, how many days do you need to go for, what don't you want to miss? People are all in different time zones, on different social platforms, and I needed to find somewhere organised, searchable, and most importantly, calm. Not like as a social forum for chatting and just meeting each other, but literally to contain a load of information. Now, every time I researched this, Discord kept coming up. I'd never heard about it. And what I love about it is there is no pressure to be active. You use it as and when you want to. And this isn't about being online all the time. It's about having information there when and as you need it, and an opportunity to contribute if and when you wanted to. Now, because so many of us, including me, are completely new to Discord, because it's not something that's very popular in the UK, I wanted to give a quick walkthrough of how this server, which is what it's called, is laid out, and a few things that people have been asking about. If you're confident about using Discord, skip this section and jump to the end. But I didn't understand what it was, how you used it. It's free. You just sign up and then you can have access to my server that I've built and also tons of other servers that you might be interested in. It's pretty much just a little bit like a website. So I'm going to show you now an overview with some slide screens of the Discord server that I set up. I've used AI to help me, and I have built it and set up the sections that I feel are relevant to this trip. So no judgment, please. It's my first attempt. I've only been using Discord for 5 days at this point in time. So to give you a bit of a walkthrough over the server that I've created, I've just done some screenshots and graphics. This is off my laptop, and at the moment it looks pretty similar on a mobile or a laptop. You just need to find Discord and just create an account. Pretty much that's your starting point, just standard app. This can be installed onto a laptop or a PC or a mobile or both. It's good to have it when you're out and about. So having it on my mobile is really useful as well. So when you first go onto it, the screenshot I'm showing you here is showing you on the left-hand side what you would see when you first go into the screen. A long list of titles. Now, the next thing that you'll see is I'm actually pointing out where my server is, our server, which is called Far Forest Ceramics NCECA 2027, you'll see the small icon. Underneath there, you can see another 2 icons, and that is because I'm actually members of other Discord servers. So just click on that top one, which is, if you're new to this, that's the only one you'd get to see. So then the first thing that you need to sort of like focus your mind on is these titles down the left hand side. So the one that's an important one is, it's called a text channel and it's called general. Now this is your main social conversation area. It's where you can pop in there, say hello, you can ask questions, you can have chat. When you click on general, a page opens up to the right and you can see all of the history, and the most recent is at the bottom. Underneath that, you will see a list of what are called categories. It's not really relevant to know they're called categories, but they're usually all in capital letters and they're grouped into sections, and you don't need to use everything. What you can also see on my screen, I've got lots of pluses to the right hand side. That's because I'm an admin. But what you most likely will just see next to every title is an arrow pointing right. Now, in the list of categories, click on that arrow symbol to display what's called channels, or the topics available within that category. So clicking on start, which is the most obvious place to go to, well, clicking on that arrow right, basically, you will see that it opens up a lot of subtitles. And if you click on that arrow again, it will close them. So you can keep this as tidy as you like, or keep it all open. It's entirely up to you. So underneath there, you can see currently at the moment 4 different channels within the category of Start Here: Welcome and Read First, Introductions, Announcements, and Inviting Others to Discord. Now, this area of Start Here, it is a reference area. It's where updates are going to get kept, and it's also where you'll find the invite information if you want to invite anybody else to the server. So all you would do is click on any one of those titles and it would appear on the right-hand side, and you can see all the content there. Now, the other thing, there's a phrase that's called roles. They're just like labels. And what I'm going to use roles for with an AI tool is to help us share where everybody is from in the world, and if they're either attending NCECA, maybe attending, or just following along. Now, in the next category that's called participation status, this is where you can allocate your roles or your labels. So first, click on the arrow on participation, and then when you see underneath that, you can see attendance status. Now, over the right, there's a lot of narrative I put there, and the one important area you need to look for, it's a post by Carlbot, which is AI, and tick whichever icon that applies to your current status. So you can change this as many times as you like. So maybe now you may be interested in going, so you would just click on the question mark. And then maybe you decide you are coming, you would then go back in later just to this little Carbot and click on the tick. Hope that makes sense. The other thing that you can do is the next section, which is called Where We're From. Open that up and you'll see region roles. Again, there's a post from Carlbot, and it is to say where you're from in the world, just to help us get to know one another. Again, underneath the bottom, a lot of flags, and you just click where you're from. Now, how can you see that on other members when you have done your own, but you'd like to see, where does it show up and what are other people doing? So you first of all need to know how to find members. First, I'm going to show you how you find them on a PC or a laptop. So this is a PC or laptop. I've currently just got it highlighted on Trip Overview, but look over to the top right and there are 2 people, not with a plus symbol. On the left-hand side, there is a plus symbol. Ignore that one. On the right-hand side, it's the one with just 2 people. Click on that and you see a members list. If you're on a mobile device, it's slightly different. So here you can see on the left, when I go into my mobile, you just click in the search box with the magnifying glass. Automatically, that brings you to a second page where there is a heading called members. Click on that and you can see the members. So when you click on a member, I've just clicked on myself, you will see an image, profile image if they've added one. And then you can see at the bottom those 2 roles or labels. So I'm saying, yes, I'm definitely going, and I am from the UK. Now, the other little tip that I've done, when you're looking in the members list, you'll see the members' names are all in different colours. If they have added, if they're coming or not, they will either be green to say they're attending, orange maybe, or grey just following. If it's a different colour, because that means they haven't answered if they're coming or not, it'll just show the country colour of which colours I've allocated there. So you'll start to get used to it, but it's really nice to be able to just see who's coming, who's maybe, and who's just coming here to follow along. Now, the other option you've got within a member's profile, which is not showing on mine, but you can directly privately message any member through this site. So just go onto members, click on their profile, and then you will see private message. Pretty straightforward. So then we've got remaining categories for you to explore at your own leisure. There is no rush to go through these. So you will see that coming down from the top, first of all, there is like the trip overview, just a bit of information of like the dates that I'm suggesting that me and a group that I'm traveling with will tend to go for. Any insider knowledge. So you can actually, if you've been to NCECA before, you can actually help us all by giving us hints, tips. Even if you're going this year, that would be great for you to put stuff in there. Then there's a section on the NCECA conference, which is just general information and talks, workshops, etc. So that's more for us to do when we are maybe January, February next year, and we're able to sort of like see what's available, start booking in, see if we want to group up with each other to go to any workshops. Got a big section under accommodation. First of all, a general one, just saying a little bit of an idea of roughly the dates and thoughts and processes. I have got also a section that if you're looking to try and find somebody to share accommodation with, an Airbnb or, something like that, there's an area there that you can talk and see if there's any other members that are looking, connect with them. If you have a private accommodation that you're going to share with people and you would like me to set up a private channel for you that is just for you in that accommodation to discuss, let me know and I'll set it up. And that's where currently there is 2 on the server that are private accommodations, and they've got a little padlock on them. That is something also just with accommodation, very important. Don't share on this Discord site your actual address of your accommodation, just for your own safety. That's just a straightforward common sense sort of like thing. Then I've got down a section that we will do in the future when we're closer to the actual event, travels and arrivals. So, if there's a group of people coming, like, for example, from the UK, and we might all sort of like say, look, I'm looking at a flight. Are you looking at a flight? This is the flight I'm thinking of going on. Because you might be able to actually travel on the same flight, which how cool would that be? Or arrange seats next to each other on the flight. Again, private channels can be created if they're needed. Also, Gwen, who's been amazing, she's been giving us some travel essentials like visa tips and stuff like that. So I've popped those links in there, and anybody else that has something that is essentials or information that would help us, you'll find that there. Food and social meetups, again, that's for close to the time, but I'm going to be hopefully trying to plan some meetups in the evening, meet and greets, maybe get some restaurants where we can eat together or bars to have a drink. And restaurant suggestions. You can see, click on any of these. It's more information, read it and contribute if you want to. You don't have to. Another thing I'm looking to do is a pottery swap in a few different ways, and information will be in there as I'm sort of like exploring that idea. And then at the bottom, sightseeing and free time. So if we've got any free time and we want to group together and do anything, that's where we can discuss it. If anybody's got any suggestions because they know the area well, they can put it there. So there's just a lot of separate categories, and think of every single channel or topic as a separate conversation that's going on. Bit of information, bit of conversation. So you just dip in and out what you want and comment if you want or don't. Now, couple of questions that came up since the Discord server has been launched literally just 4 or 5 days ago. People who've never used it before, and they can see somebody has written something and they want to reply to that message or react to that message. So when you first see a message, you'll see the message. I've just highlighted one from Sarah Hallam Ceramics. So when you hover over that message and look to the top right, you will see a variety of options that pop up. You can see straight away, you can heart it, like it, thumb it down. But then you've got also arrows for reply or for forward. But there's 3 dots there as well. Click on the 3 dots and you've got lots of extra options. So that's where you reply, comment, emojis, etc. Something I learned yesterday was, how do you spot when there is a new post or new comment gone on this Discord anywhere since I was last online? Now, it could be 5-6 weeks since you were last on here. But what I spotted was that on that left-hand side of all the list, if it is bold, it means that there's a new comment. So sometimes I can't collapse a category because the one of them is bold. So I just need to go in, have a look at it, and it goes. So just look out for that. It's quite useful. And to be honest, that's all you need to know, how to get started into Discord. You don't need to use everything. You don't need to post, and you don't need to understand it all straight away. This invitation to join us at NCECA is an open invitation to potters worldwide. If that feels right for you, you are so welcome to join us. And if not, that's completely okay as well. This is really, to me, about connection, about making something that once felt daunting feel possible and maybe achieving it, and definitely not having to do it all alone. So if you're interested, if you want to get involved or just find out a little bit more, click the link that's in the description below and get yourself onto Discord. And I hopefully see you on there soon. Take care. Bye.